Yo, what is up? I'm Zach. Welcome back to my channel of RWBY Mythology. Today I bring you guys the third part of what if Summer Rose adopted Cinder Fall, or basically the opposite. What if Cinder Fall was adopted by Summer Rose? If you have not seen the last two previous parts, go check that out because this will not make any sense to you. Y'all guys really enjoy the last two parts, and the reason why it took so long because I want the part 2 get more and more attention, not part 1. Like, come on guys, get part 2 attention. And the reason why it took so long because I had to think on how I want this to go, because this will cover Beacon Academy volume 3. So I had to think how I want this scenario to play out. And this is a bit tricky. So basically, it's going to be difficult for me on how I want the Fall of Beacon to play out. So, with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So we start off the big day where the sports festival in Beacon Academy plays out in the usual canon. Nothing changed, so to speak. Everything was going well, fine and dandy. And until we get a 4v4 match, we had Team Caramel versus Team Coffee. The two rival in their 30 years, finally going to settle their scores once and for all, which team is better. So, again, we have Cinder, Emerald, Mercury, and Emerald. Wait, yeah, Cinder, Emerald, Mercury, and Amber. Yep, I said it. Okay, I got the name mixed up because I said it so fast, but whatever. Against Coco, Vox, Velvet, and Yasuhashi. So basically, it goes out like kind of like similar of how Coco, Yasuhashi against Emerald, Mercury, but with the rest of the two members of the team. They put up a decent fight, with Cinder go up against Velvet, Amber against Fox, Emerald against Coffee, why do I keep saying Coffee? Coco, and Mercury against Yasuhashi. And they put up a decent fight, but Team Caramel wins, and now only two members of the team must go to the 2v2 fight. So it's going to be Mercury and Cinder. So that's basically what's going to happen. So basically, everything plays out as usual until, well, Ozpin wants to speak with Cinder. And Ember is with her as well. It's about the Fall Maiden. So basically, they think since Ember is now a target because of the Fall Maiden, they need someone to pass down the torch, the Fall Maiden, to someone else. They were going to have Pure Nikos, but they decided, but Cinder stopped that right there. If you're going to have someone, have me in it. So basically, the Cinder is willing to become the next Fall Maiden under Amber's behalf, even though she doesn't want to take her power, but someone has to pass down the torch because they're going to go after her, and we need them to believe that she doesn't have it anymore. So that's basically what is happening. And for Mercury, giving all the intel a blueprint and giving them the access of messing with the match of which opponent will face. And thanks to Neo, who could just hide herself, blend in, so she could pass down the information to Carmine. Oh, is that her name, right? Carmine, or whatever her fucking name is. So basically, she tells Jax to kidnap Pure Nikos, have her under his control, because she has in mind, after she looks at the blueprint of Penny Palladina, that she's an android. So let's put up a good show. So basically, we get the tournament goes out like as usual. Nothing completely changed. Basically everything just goes out as usual, especially the introduction of Crow and against Winter. And Cinder was like, "Are you kidding me right now, Uncle?" And of course, Yang speaks to Crow about that she saw her mother, biological mother, and everything just plays out as usual, so to speak. So nothing completely changed until the final round, where we have Yang against Mercury. Since Mercury is on the good side, and same goes for Emerald, no illusion. So basically, Yang won against Mercury in a 1v1 fight without the illusion, so to speak. So basically, Yang don't get blamed for something she didn't do. So that's a good thing. And now we get the final round of Pyrrha Nikos against Penny Palladina. But John and his other team are kind of concerned to Pyrrha. She's not like herself. She haven't said or spoke anything. It's like something was off about her. And no one knows that she was under mind controlled by the enemy. So basically, the fight goes at like the actual canon until, well, instead of the illusion being under control by Jax, he gives her to order to kill Penny. So basically, everything kind of goes out the same, but this was on Pyrrha by cutting Penny's arms and cut her in half. And everyone are stunned in horror that what had just transpired. And after Jax finally let Pyrrha go out of her mind control, Pyrrha was confused, don't know how did she get here? How did then Pyrrha? And then she's seen Penny on the ground, dead, quote unquote, as a machine. She started to tear up and realized what the hell did she do? And it's on global wide. And then we have Carmine hacking the system, giving the same speech like Cinder. And the fall of Beacon begins. The Grim attack, the White Fang, Neo breaks Roman out of his cell. So the fall of Beacon plays out as usual. Mercury realized he failed. No, not failed. Mercury felt guilty, and then the truth comes out when Emerald caught Mercury of giving the intel of the enemy, because she's seen Jack and Jill. So the twins tell Mercury to deal with her. Emerald is stunned that Mercury will betray them, and Mercury was like, "I'm just tired of everything." So basically, Mercury just, don't want to say nothing. And he's like, "Well, nah, I just got to kill her because I can't let no one know." So basically, the fight of Emerald and Mercury commence, and Cinder and Amber are trying to fight their way to protect the castle and the academy. Well, all the students join in the battle to fall alongside of hacking drones and Grims and the White Fang. Everything goes out as canon. RWBY deal with Roman and Neo. That still plays out. And since RWBY reunites with her sister Yang and Weiss, wondering where is Blake. So Weiss tells them that she's after the Alpha. So RWBY and Yang decided to go after Blake. But with Pyrrha and with Cinder and Amber, they decided to follow Ozpin so they could transfer the Fall Maiden to Cinder. And they need someone to watch their back. So basically, John and Pyrrha decide to follow. So basically, they need someone to watch their backs. And so basically, both John and Pyrrha do not know about the Fall Maiden. So that completely changed. So Ember get inside the tube, same goes for Cinder. So Ozpin could transfer the Fall Maiden to Cinder. So basically, the transfer of the Fall Maiden actually went through. After it's fully complete, a unknown glass, like shape of a spear, stabbed Ember through the heart, through the glass inside the tube. Cinder eyes wide in horror as they see Carmine. So yeah, Carmine just killed Ember. So yeah, that's still gonna happen regardless, honestly. And of course, we get the fight between Adam and Blake. Blake gets injured, and Yang sees it, tells him to get away from her. So basically, Yang still loses her arm, and Ruby, seeing this, she completely lost it. Her silver eye unlocked after seeing Blake getting stabbed, seeing her sister get injured, losing a limb, basically blinded Adam. And so basically, yeah, that happened. And I know I'm kind of like lightning speed, because there's literally not much I could go into or whatever, because I just want this to get this out of the way as possible, because there's really not much to go over in depth. It's just a few things still the same, but a little bit different. And of course, we get the fight that Ozpin tells Cinder, Pyrrha, and John to find the others, find Ironwood and Glinda and Crow, bring them here. Ozpin will hold her off. So basically, we got Ozpin against Carmine as a Summer Maiden. But Ozpin still lose. And Cinder tells Pyrrha and John to find them and bring them to the castle. So that's what they do. That's what they did. So Cinder decided to go and face off against Carmine on top of the tower. So basically, we get the fight of two maidens way early. A Summer Maiden against Fall Maiden. Carmine versus Cinder. And Cinder is not too pleased. And she is pissed. And so basically, with a twist of the night, Carmine actually reveals that, ever wonder why we're able to get all this intel information? Well, it's because your partner, Mercury, because he was tired of your leadership and want to be the top dog. So his upset to be a leader got him to the point to betraying you. So not only you just lost your member by, not only you just witnessed the death of your partner, but also the betrayal of one of your other teammates. So this pissed off Cinder even more. Lost Ember and the betrayal of Mercury. So basically, the fight with the two maidens clash in a most intense battle. And the fight goes on, with Cinder has the edge of her rage and anger, something that she never had or held in years. That anger and frustration fully come out. So basically, the fight was intense until both of them lost their auras, but still able to use the Fall Maiden power since it's still magic. So Carmine is getting tired and exhausted, trying to pull some dirty trick, but Cinder grabs the weapon that she's trying to spear, the similar fashion of how she did with Ember. Cinder grabs it, spins around, and throws it right back at Carmine, stabbed her through the chest. And Carmine was stunned of this happening. So basically, Carmine now dead. Since she is dead, the Summer Maiden has been transferred to another different random person. Since Carmine didn't even think of anyone who should have the Summer Maiden, so that Summer Maiden went to that person that we saw in Volume 9 Beyond episode when we saw the Summer Maiden for the first time, but we honestly don't know what she looks like. So yeah, that Summer Maiden goes straight back to Vacuo with that same person. Well, different person that we saw in the actual show. My mistake. So, yeah. So basically, Carmine is dead. Jack, Jill, and Mercury fall back and head back to Salem's castle. The death of Ozpin. Blake ran away. Weiss went back to her father. Yang lost a limb. Ruby unlocks her Silver Eye ability. Pyrrha doesn't die. So that's the thing. And the loss of Ember and the betrayal of Mercury. So basically, yeah. So basically, the ending of Volume 3 plays out in the actual canon. Crow explained about the Silver Eye ability, that now she's even became a target, since now she has that kind of power. Since Pyrrha is alive, Pyrrha felt a bit guilty what just happened, learns that she was mind controlled by Jax, and now people are going to blame Pyrrha for the death of Penny, even though she was mind controlled. So that's going to have a heavy burden and guilt, not burden, guilt on her shoulder for something that she couldn't control, that she was under control by someone else. But John and Pyrrha well, how to put this? Pyrrha actually expressed her feelings for John, that she actually loved him. But right now, Pyrrha is not in the right space because what just happened. At least John knows how Pyrrha really feels for John. They're basically like slow pace, so to speak. And now, what's going to happen to Cinder and Emerald? Well, since Team Juniper and Ruby are planning on going to Haven Academy, Emerald and Cinder are going to join with them. So, yeah. So basically we got Team Juniper plus Ruby, Cinder, and Emerald heading down to Haven Academy. So, while Yang stays behind, Blake ran off, and, well, Weiss goes out like the original, and of course, Ruby did ask Sun because Ruby witnessed what just happened. Ruby contacts Sun to follow Blake to keep an eye on her, look out for her, which Sun actually is willing to do. So basically, we get a similar thing where Sun was planning to go after Blake when he gets a text from Ruby asking him to follow Blake and look after her and take care of her, which Sun actually does so. So now, how would Salem feel about this? That she just lost a Summer Maiden. Oh, she is not too pleased. So basically, this changed a lot. Without any maidens on her side, this is even problem. Or maybe she could try to get somewhere to have Cinder on her side, which we all know that's never going to work. But right now, Salem is not too pleased of this. That Carmine is dead. The Summer Maiden is now transferred to someone else somewhere around Remnant. So, yeah. But the fall of Beacon still happened. So, yeah. Now they had to find the Spring Maiden so they could open the vault get the Relic of Knowledge at Haven Academy. So, yeah. That is something that Cinder is thinking of right now. And how she's upset that her Summer Maiden was killed in action. And also infuriated that Carmine didn't even pass down the Summer Maiden to Jill. So, basically making Carmine as a vessel was kind of disappointing, so to speak. And so basically, Salem decided to make Jill her next vessel to have the all 4 maidens now. So that's something I just want to clarify before we time skip to volume 4. So basically what happened at the ending of the end credits of when Salem had her monologue, her speech or whatever, and basically add a little bit something how Salem feels of all of this. Just add a little bit something in it so you guys would get more contact of that. So yeah, I'm going to end this part right here. Sorry it took a bit too long. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channel, my social media will be down below the description box. You can know the drill. Links to my Cash App, PayPal, Ko-fi will be down below the description box and in my bio if you guys want to donate to support the channel. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. And as always, RWBY is love. Oh my god. I can't even say my line anymore. RWBY is love. RWBY is life. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you guys later.